Hey, y'all. I was just trying to get things set up there. So there we go. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, there's Chad, too. We got Haley. We got Ashman. Ashman was looking good today, doing a thing. Ashman was doing a thing today.
You're lucky. You know,
Lucky.
Hey.
You're right.
I fell asleep, but.
No, you're lucky. I think that makes you lucky. You don't have any more late days. All your late days are used up. Chad, do we got you on the mic? Can we hear you? Can we hear you?
I think so.
You? All right.
Can
we got
Ashman.
Can you see me? Got Haley. We definitely can hear Haley.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You ready, Haley?
Of course.
1, 2, 3.
Hi. Welcome to the Ginn Project Show. My name is Haley Beth, owner of Haley Dot. I'm a diamond dot artist. Tonight I have a show every Friday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we're gonna be talking about
what's going on with Chad.
What's going on with Chad and what's going on in updates on what's going on in the new year of the Ginn Project Show.
That's true. That's true, Haley.
Take it away, Ginn.
Thank you, Haley. That's 8 o'clock Friday nights, the Haley Dot Show. Haley, I think you had something to tell Chad, though, didn't you? You said you wanted to ask him a question or say something.
Chad, I have something to say. I think something happened, and I think someone. You should go and smell your pajamas because the alien farted on them.
Oh, no. Alien gas. No.
It's alien gas.
That's scary. That's scary. Chad's pajamas have been infused with alien gas. I believe that, Haley. I believe that to be very true. Very true. He is an alien. Thank you, Haley. Appreciate
and you guys,
go ahead.
You guys will see me next Tuesday.
All right. That'll be good because you'll be able to introduce Spurs. Spurs is the Christmas outfit comes every year.
Nice.
Thank you, Haley. Appreciate you, little sis. Somebody kick her out. Got to kick Haley out. I know it's hard. That's the hardest job on the Ginn Project is throwing Haley out. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. Appreciate everybody checking in. We've been working hard this week. There's a lot going on. Poor Ashman has been working on, he's a busy guy too. He's got a lot going on and he has no idea what a lot of is happening today. He's just got to trust us on this. Because we've all just been kind of scrambling around trying to do whatever we need to do in our respective corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass things to Ashman here so that he can tell us what he's got going on, when we might be able to catch him, those kind of things, and thoughts, whatever. And then he's going to pass it back to me. I'm hopefully going to introduce Rachael and Laura are going to be coming up and have some conversation with us. And I'm going to talk a little bit about guitars and a little bit about Ginn Project stuff. And then pretty quickly, I'm going to turn things over to Chad. And then him and Laura will probably take it somewhere from there. So at any rate, that's the TikTok. We've been working on a whole bunch of stuff this week. And some of the people that we talk to a lot, we haven't talked to at all this week. So it's a little bit backwards right now. But Ashman,
yes, sir.
Please tell us about your podcast and your times and what if you're able to have a schedule yet, what it may or may not look like.
Yeah, I don't really have a schedule right now, so turn on your notifications. I'm starting to record podcasts for Ashman's Basic Podcast, which will be on all streaming services. So you're very welcome to tune into that. I will start uploading those probably next week. I did one today, and I'll do one every week. And I might do one outside of that just on my own, but I'll try and make sure I do them on TikTok so you guys can be a part of it. And of course, Gentile Poverty is still going. We're going to start ramping that back up too. So podcasts are what I'm doing right now because that's the best use of my time right now. Because I am
when you got time,
I am very busy.
Post it. Yeah, that
yes,
makes sense, man. That makes a lot
I'm
of sense.
very busy lately with family stuff. So yeah, and today, of course, is No Drama Day, which of course I had a bunch of drama dumped on me today. But I'm not going to spread it. I'm not going to spread it. So get your desserts, be good people, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Just have a good day, be a good person, and get yourself a dessert. That's it.
I had some chocolate, Ash. I took your advice. I had a piece of chocolate.
Nice,
I feel
man.
so dirty. I feel like I cheated. I did. I had chocolate. It was good. It was
very
really
cool. Good, man.
Great show too, man. I got to check that out. It was after our meeting that we had today. As soon as we came out of that meeting, you were going on, and I was able to check it out, man. I enjoyed it. It was good stuff, man. May I ask a question, sir?
Yes, sir.
Has our long lost friend been found?
No, I've not heard from her, so I'm not sure what's going on yet.
Okay, all right. Let me know. Need anything?
I will.
You know what's up.
Oh yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay.
That episode's still available right now to listen to that you did today?
I haven't posted it yet. So okay. I got to edit it in CapCut, and then I'm going to take it into, put it into an MP3, and then upload it. So it should be this week.
There you go, guys. You heard it here first.
Right on. That's awesome. Ash, good to see you, my brother. I miss getting to see
you guys.
Get to pick your brain. I need to pick your brains. Smart dude right there. That man right there is a smart guy. Y'all don't know that about him, but he is. So we have a ton to go through. Thanks everybody for stopping in. I'm hoping we'll have a sighting of the two ladies we've been mentioning. If you're in here, raise your hand. But the way it's going to go is like this. I'm going to start out with simply guitars because we've had a lot of questions and there's a lot of artists that have inquired about getting their art on guitars. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. And there's a lot of folks that have inquired, fortunately, about purchasing guitars. And we've got a system in place for that, and it works accordingly. I build a guitar. If it's going to go out to artists for artwork, I build it, then I disassemble it, send it to them. They do their artwork, they send it back to me, and then I put it together, make it a complete guitar. And then we know how much time and what equipment and all the things that we need to know about said guitar, and then they will come available. To my understanding, we have a whole process for that's going to happen. You will even be able to get on an email list for particular artists, or an email list just for a Ginn Project guitar in general. And the lady that I'm about to introduce here in just a second is going to be handling that and a bunch more. So to put it briefly, because of all the work, everything that y'all have done, all the hard work that y'all have put into this thing that we do together as a community, it has grown to the point that Chad and I just simply can't. There's too many things going on for us to be able to do it all. And we are very fortunate that Rachael and Laura have agreed to come in and help us out. And so this here is Rachael, and she is going to be basically running operations for the Ginn Project. But she's really kind of like the ninja, I don't know, organizing philosopher of Ginn Project operations, I guess. Something like, I don't know. We need so maybe y'all could help us crowdsource a really, really extremely hilariously long title that we could bestow upon her, because she deserves it. But what it means is she is going to help out. She'll be doing posts. She'll be doing all kinds of stuff, and she is going to come up right now and tell us all about that. So I'm going to try to make her bigger.
Oh,
there
gosh.
we go. And please tell the folks what you want to be called, who you are, what you're doing, why you're here, and you might as well tell them all of our codes and passwords and all that while you're up.
Everyone's cool with the socials and stuff. Yeah, like numbers. Yeah, cool, awesome. It's great. Hey everyone. If you don't know me already, I'm Rachael, and I love the support of this community. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, we've been tossing around some titles of what it would be, but something, you know, involving ninja or master of operations or, you know, something like that.
I love
right?
it. I love it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what my mom used to call me. Ray of Sunshine. So, yeah.
AMC.
Everything that's going on, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to help to funnel in to have it be like a one-stop hub. So you'll see in, I think, most everyone's profile will have a link you can click on to sign up if you want for any kind of information that's dealing with Save the Alien, that's dealing with the Ginn Project Show, and then also with the guitars. Words are hard sometimes.
It's like that's what's been so hard for you to have to contend with, right? Because there's the Ginn Project, the stuff that happens in the shop, and then the guitars and the requisite woodworking stuff and all of that. And then there's the Ginn Project Show, which is related to the interviews that have been done, which is all the content, all the interviews that have been posted that we've never had time to do content with. It also all the flow states where we're actually building these guitars. So that is a whole group of where people contact us and are interested in either being on the show or getting information about someone that has been on the show or something like that. And then there is also like this whole other area of the community stuff. And that's a whole nother department to try to figure out, right? And then we've added Save the Alien, which is a Chad Rev Art merch initiative. And then there's also the department where people have been so kind as to donate resources, paintings and other things to Chad that we need to figure out how to convert into ways to pay bills with. So that basically is what she's in charge of. And Laura. So there's an email, if I understand correctly, right? And or a link that they can get, which you were just talking about. And where does that take them, and what happens?
So if you go to that and you click on it, it will be changing maybe probably tomorrow or something, but basically just put your name, your email address, and you can write in the box what you would like as your message to kind of let us know what your questions are, things like that. And it'll filter it to the new the Ginn Project official at gmail.com. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here.
We just did.
I just did.
Do what we want.
No, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know what words are permissible.
It's at the Ginn Project official at the first letter in Ginn mail.
I can't do that. I was like, wait, nope, it's not a letter in YMCA.
But anything to do with what Chad's got going on, what we have going on, what the if you want to make art for we're going to talk about that tonight too. Art for the merch line that will be Mr. Save the Alien over there. Even that kind of stuff or whatever. And it'll go to that link. That message will tell us what it's relative to, and then the right person will get back in touch with you. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, it's definitely my plan to get things running really smoothly to where things go to the right channels, and then it just continues to filter that way. So that's the hopes, and so far we're getting somewhere. And there are going to be other social accounts like other IMG.
I don't care. Say them.
just be looking out, and you'll see it pop up. So
IG, FB.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, alphabet soup.
CD.
Yeah.
There will
CIA,
The F and
FBI.
G.
be.
I can do the alphabet. No, but it's basically just to really make things a lot more streamlined and there to be only one way, so communication is easier. And it's super exciting for me to be a part of helping out in any way that I can. So you might hear back from me or something, but yeah, help out a little how I can.
Yes. And I'm so grateful. We go back a little bit. We knew each other for a little while. And then you were a guest on the show, a featured guest, and I was fortunate enough we got to have a long conversation when that happened, and that's how we kind of started getting to know each other. And since then we've stayed in touch. And she reached out to me a few weeks ago. And there was a lot going on, as y'all know now, a few weeks ago. And I was excited to hear from her, but there's a lot going on, and I didn't know that we wanted to have anybody wade off into these waters. But the same day that we did the show last week, thank you. Ezra just started a promo for the live for us, y'all. So thank you, Ezra. But
We love you, Ezra.
So she was kind enough to contact me the last show. So last Tuesday's the last time we were on a live, and Rachael contacted me, and what happened was I contacted her back, and then we started talking. And then what happened after that was, what happened is she had some good ideas and some thoughts on some things. So then we said, well, that sounds pretty good. And I think I can get behind that. So we just kind of agreed to team up, and the hope is that everybody in the community benefits. And I'm really excited that you're with someone of your stature and your capabilities willing to help me and Chad out. It's pretty cool, actually. So thank you so very much. I'm going to try to figure out how to turn this into could we try to turn this into like the panel that it was in before I screwed it up? Because this is going to be more like a discussion, and I don't know why I put her in a big ass box to just sit there by herself anyway.
Thank you, because I feel very exposed right now.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's so
I'm
much
sensing
better.
that. I'm sorry. I'm sensing that. Thank you for that. I don't know why I did that. I did though. So I for my part, communications about the guitars is going to be helpful, and then that's an immediate thing that's been going on, and the communications about these new projects that are happening. And I there is so much behind the scenes that goes on, that happens, and Ash can tell you this. He works his butt off, and the people that do that don't always get credited. And Laura is one of those people too, right? Laura has been helping us quietly in the shadows for a long, long time. And I'm gonna kind of turn things over to Chad, let him say a few things, and then we'll go maybe kind of in more of a group discussion kind of thing and talk about all the different aspects. Does that make sense, or am I messing this up, guys?
You're sure messing it up no matter what. At least that's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
That's what I'm gonna say, no matter what.
So there's a lot. It's like 5 different departments within 2 different businesses, and we're trying to create a new philanthropic program that has to do. We want to take all of this love and kindness and amazingness that has come from this community in support of Chad, and turn that into a longer lasting program that is always here for the people in the community, whether one of us is here or not. We want to get it set up to where it's run by folks like Laura and Ray, and that's it. And if any one of us gets taken out of the picture, then that program at least keeps going on and helping people. So there's been such a wonderful outpouring for this diagnosis that it put us in a position to where we had to figure out how to set up some businesses, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Chad, can I
You
turn it over to you a little bit? I have more glowing reviews for Ray, but I let's get let's tell everybody why poor Laura's sitting down in the corner too.
She's like, well, for most of you guys, Laura needs no introduction. She has been the HR of our shenanigans for a very long time. And she helps stuff run. So seeing that she helps things run, and I have my hands overly full before this newfangled cancer diagnosis, it got, obviously, my hands got more full. So Laura is going to be taking care of a whole lot of things for me. I think maybe we'll call her an alien wrangler. I don't know. We'll give her a nice, very important title for sure on paper. But I want you guys to know that if you reach out to me for something and Laura happens to answer, now you know why. Because she's going to be taking over a lot of stuff for me and basically keeping me organized and doing a lot of things. That being said, I'm not going to say a whole lot, Laura. I'm just going to let you say your thing, because I don't even know what she's going to say, guys. See, that's how much I'm just like, you do your thing. So that being said, guys, Laura, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Can you guys
Hi.
hear me?
Barely.
A little quiet, but yes.
Well, I'm always quiet. So you guys know me down from the comments, but I'm also an artist. A lot of people already know that. So I do acrylic paintings, I do oil drawings mostly of the Finger Lakes area of New York, which is kind of the western part of New York, where there's all sorts of lakes and rivers and creeks and stuff. A lot of my artwork is tree roots and waterfalls and rocks and all sorts of fun nature themes. And yeah, so that's kind of what I do. And I'm excited to help out Chad, doing some of his social media stuff, answering some emails, just doing whatever I need to for the different projects that are going on, helping the both of them.
She
Awesome.
Just for public record, she has the keys to the Ginn Project stuff too, the same way that Rachael does. She has access to all of the stuff. So
I do have one thing to say though. This was a very elaborate way to get me on the show.
Yes.
It took a long time to get her on the Ginn Project show, y'all, but we did it. Congratulations. Not only did we get her on the show, she's on the show. She's like part of the show now.
She's like, I'll run the show if you want, but being on it, I don't know.
That negotiation is this week. One of those two will, can take over the Ginn Project 2-hour segment here. And
I'll be making sure to read over the contract very thoroughly.
Very thoroughly.
The contract that she wrote.
Yes, very thorough.
She's like, I'm going to write it. I'm going to turn around and read it too.
Bye, Boo Boo Kitty. Thank you for coming through. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Boo Boo, so
Yes,
good
Spurs.
to see you.
I agree, Spurs. So yeah, so my part of that story is that Laura's been carrying me for a long, long time already. So it makes natural sense to reach out and see if she wants to make it in a more official capacity. And Ash, I've seen her carry you too, my brother. So it might not be long.
Absolutely.
Please go ahead. Continue. Laura, I'm sorry, Laura. You were telling us what you did, and now you're going to tell us what you do or going to do or something. I interrupted you.
Yeah, so I'm going to be part of, I guess, one of the main things that I'm going to be starting with, other than doing the content piece of it, is the Save with the Alien piece, where you're going to be sending in designs of the Save the Alien designs, if you'd like to participate in that. And we'll have a process for that as far as how to submit it and what we'll need and that type of thing if you want to participate. But that will be all images that will go on different types of merch. And be sold and help with the different expenses that Chad will have while he's going through treatments coming up.
So, and to my understanding, that Save the Alien thing, this is what we decided, I believe, and y'all correct me, y'all can throw rocks at me here. That's Chad. I mean, Chad is the alien, right? We all kind of came to the obvious conclusion that we realized with the references to. So don't tell anybody, it's a secret. You heard it here first. But
It might be
so
easy
that
to show up at my door.
a bunch of artists were like, hey, we'll do artwork related to that. And so we're asking anybody that's already sent in with the digital images that you've sent in, thank you so much. And we're not talking about those. But moving forward, we need one, your best, one painting or piece of art. We need the images for that one piece. And they will all be put in consideration to be part of the merch line for Save the Alien. And that merch, I talked to the person that does the stuff for me, the hats, the shirts, the hoodies, and all that. And we're going to have that available. You'll be able to go to Chad's webpage, and you will be able to click on a link, and you will be able to pick the item. And merch guy gave us the price that it will be to make and his cost. And we will send him a check once a week for what that is. And then he will make them and distribute them. So we can't use, obviously, in that capacity, all of the images. So we will pick some images, and those will go on apparel. And we will also pick some images, and Chad has access to a print shop and multiple different styles of paper and all that, like professionally really nice stuff. So some of the prints will be selected to be provided as merch in that capacity. And then there will also be some other that I would imagine some of the discussion had to do with, like mugs and totes and tumblers and that kind of stuff. And that's going to get back down into I keep switching back and forth in my brain because I'm looking at the thing on the screen. But that will be available in some capacity too. So each image could be used for any one of those, or it may end up not being used in the short term. But they will be given to Chad, and we will have the paperwork for that, so that the digital image, can be given in perpetuity. And then Chad can use them long term, because one of the problems with facing something like this is it has long-term consequences on families financially. The reality is we could raise money for Chad for 6 months, but that is not how long the damage that is done by things like this lasts for families. So we want to figure out you send the images to the Ginn Project Official at gmail.com. Everything goes through the Ginn Project Official at gmail.com. All of it. If you would like to donate a piece of your art, so that we could turn that into cash and help Chad pay bills with it, then we are also setting up that, and that will look a little differently, and we'll have more information, and that takes a little longer because you actually need to set up financial institutions and stuff to do that, and there has to be a paper record and all of that. So and there's all kinds of legal ramifications that have to be considered and all kinds of things, but we're working on that. So simply put, the address to write to, should you need anything, is the Ginn Project Official at gmail.com. And these two ladies will make sure that it goes to whatever department it needs to. If it's related to Save the Alien. So for Save the Alien, what we're asking for is please put out the word for people to do art that could end up on a sticker or a hat or a shirt or whatever that is related to that subject, Save the Alien. Use your imagination. Obviously, we see Chad as the alien. And just for inspiration, before all of this happened long ago, and I did get a letter, by the way, Rachael, A.S.H is suing us because we used his image that he made without permission. to do Chad's promotional thing.
I'm so
Hey,
sorry
we're-
that I
we're
should
Hey, you
have
can't
been-
blame a guy.
We're professionals
I love
here,
it,
and we're
man.
not going to get upset at. He did the right thing, but so did we. We used it anyway. But
There will
here's
be
an
a
example.
form, probably.
Ashman did this piece of art of Chad, and that's what we used on the link for now. Well, at least on the post, at least on the Any Ginn Project TikTok posts, you find that at the end of the link. So please use your imaginations, come up with something. And this stuff is to help feed his kid long term. The idea is, instead of creating something short term, we're gonna put the pieces in place so that he can have a long term merch line that was from this experience. And
Right.
some of that eventually, when he no longer is no longer going through the treatments, then a portion of it will still go towards this other thing that we're going to set up that will be ongoing, that has to do with donated art and how to handle that, and how to make sure that the artist is only donating the art, and they get the money back for the shipping and for the packaging, and that leaves a paper trail, and that means there are a redundant number of eyes on everything, so nobody has to worry about craziness going on. There'll be multiple sets of eyes that see all the different steps, and there will be books that will have to be kept, obviously, because money will be involved. So it just takes some time to do that side of things. Some of the easier stuff to take care of is posts and putting together some of this smaller organizational stuff. So at any rate, I hope that answers that question. Everything goes through the Ginn Project Official at Gmail, and these two ladies are going to take it from there and make sure we do what the hell we're supposed to do with it. I think that's how it works.
We have a link in our in all of our link trees. We have a link that you can click and get to it right there.
We were hoping that a lot of the people, that, especially the folks that we work with a lot and do lives with a lot, we were hoping those folks would be willing to take that link and put it in their link tree or somewhere in their stuff too, because that's how we're going to be able to help Chad too. Everything will feed through that, and because these ladies will be handling it, it isn't like you're sending it to me and then I decide what goes to Chad or whatever. It doesn't work that way. It all comes to them. They tell me what I need to see and what I don't need to see. They decide. So there are layers of redundancy and layers of accountability, and I'm grateful to them for that, because that also comes with hassles.
And now your hate mail gets read by respectable ladies. Remember that?
Yes.
You nasty
Yes.
mother. Be nice, because they're reading it now. I've seen your filthy hate mail.
In the big picture, I think, and y'all correct me here, but I think what we're trying to accomplish is, simply put, Chad is going through something horrible for the third time. And we've got our friend Johnny Ray is going through it. Rebecca, my father passed away from cancer, my wife's mother, some other people that I was very close to. It's been a lifelong thing. Every grade in school, I lost every elementary, middle, and high, I lost somebody, and all of them to that disease. And I grew up in an area in the Panhandle of Florida where, from my house, which was 2 blocks from a paper mill for part of my life, you could see the power plant, Westinghouse, Air Products, Cyanomed, all of these companies. And so this is something that hits close to home for us. And each of us, all of us in the boxes that you see, have similar stories. I'm not special. We all have those stories. And frankly, we're just tired of seeing people in our community struggle. And this resource gets ramped up. Artists are so wonderful and kind and giving that every time someone has an illness or is sick or their car breaks down or whatever, artists throw in their art to try to help out. But there isn't really a system in place to convert that art into something that you can pay bills with. And part of the reason there's not a system in place is that costs money, and there's a lot of accountability, and there's a lot of risk involved, and you got to deal with a bunch of different people with a bunch of different personalities and a bunch of different attitudes about things. And can be overwhelming, and people just get sick of it. And I can relate to them on that. But the reality is, this is an ongoing need, and it isn't going to change. In our lifetime, there's always going to be people that need help because, well, I'm not going to go into that, but because we don't
Right.
because we don't do things as a society the way we should, in my opinion. So my goal in this portion of it is, what I look around and see is just a wonderful group of people, a wonderful community. And these, we're here where we are today because people saw our shows and would come mod for us and come hang out or be guests. And it's all a community done thing. It's all of us pulling together. So our thought process was, if we can turn the rallying cry that is Chad into an institutional way of helping people, in other words, something that would outlast us, then we all have something that's worth spending some of our time on, right? So because it's going to benefit, who knows who might be the next one? Anybody in one of these boxes could be the next person with a diagnosis. That's the reality we all live in. Yeah. And, and the other ramification is this, and I don't want to say too much, but I am going to speak for Chad here for just a minute. And, when Chad was a child, he had leukemia. He didn't have to pay that bill. When Chad got older, he had to have a kidney transplant. That hurt him. Then he had cancer and had to go through some heavy duty chemo treatments, which were awful. And that hurt them financially.
It's Coleman. Welcome in.
And
man.
then he had to do it again. And that hurt. And now he's got to do it a third time. But the truth is, what happens with disease in this country, or sickness, is that it can put you behind financially for years or the rest of your life. So one of the things that we're fighting against is that. The very fact that any person at any given time could be in a car accident, and they may be a millionaire, and within a few weeks they're going to be in dire financial straits. I just had a hospital stay not too long ago. It was in June. I was only there a couple days, and since June, every Friday, whether I need it or not, me and my wife fight with the insurance company and the hospital over bills that are $75, $31, tens of thousands of dollars. And a lot of it is because they build the wrong stuff. They overbuild. In one instance, they said that injections that were put in my spine were given to my wife. In one instance, they said that the medication that was given to me that killed me, that stopped my heart, was the medication they actually gave me to save me. So we live in a country where greed has gone rampant in our healthcare system. And people like Chad, or anybody that's not a gazillionaire, it is a devastating financial blow. And it doesn't go away after the cancer is cured. It lasts for years. And in Chad's case, this is the third fucking time. So part of what motivates me is to figure out a long-term way that people in our community, we can't pay all of Chad's bills, but we can help him get some meals. We can help. He's got to stay in a hotel 3 hours from where he lives to go through his treatments.
For 3
That's
weeks.
already going to be a shitty existence. Staying in a hotel 3 hours from home, the first week by yourself while they wreck your immune system. And you're in a hotel and you can't go around people. So you got to order out.
Yeah.
And then you're in the hospital for a week going through the T-cell treatment, which can do all kinds of wacky things. And then after that, you got to stay in the hotel for another week and can't be around people and have to order food and all of that. So, we can't pay all the medical bills, but we can make sure that he has good, healthy food to eat. We can make sure there's gas in the car to travel those 3 hours for his wife when she needs to travel those 3 hours. Not that she isn't a hard-working woman. She's been a hard-working woman for years. For years. So I'm sorry. I feel it. I'm yelling at y'all, and it ain't y'all. It ain't y'all.
You're good, dude. You're good, brother.
This is an ongoing problem, and we don't have all of the answers. But maybe we can set up an organization that in some small way will last a while and will be able to help do things like that. And there are already other organizations doing that, but I'm not looking around and seeing any that are successful at turning the kind of stuff that's been given to us into ways to pay bills. So that's what we've challenged ourselves to try to do. And we may or may not get it done. Who knows? We will find out. I believe we will. And the reason I say may or may not, because there is always the possibility that decision is made by these people that, you know what, it's a really nice gesture by all these artists, but it's just not practical. We got to find another way. But
Yeah.
I don't know that will happen, but I've seen it happen.
Sure.
But the defense against it is more than one or two people trying to do it. And now we got a whole group of people willing to do it. So somebody in the group might be able to figure out whatever the problem is that we can't get over. And that's what actually gives us a much better chance, is everybody in the chat, all the people that will watch this later, all the folks that contacted us already and said they were willing to help. Soon we'll be able to start telling people where they can go to help, what they can actually do. What does that mean? What does that look like? Because it's one thing to say I'll help. It's another thing to actually be given a time, a date, and a place, and then show up and do it. So we're going to find out who's going to show up and do it. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I add something real quick?
Please add a lot.
So what you were just talking about, how we can help practically, that's one of the things, and I totally spaced saying that earlier, but that is something that I have set up and will become available along with the other links is a meal train. And so it's going to be helpful, especially because you guys know prices just keep going up on everything, and it's hard. And with like
can you
said,
please tell us what a meal train is? You had to explain it to me. I didn't know what it was. Could you please tell the folks what a meal train is and why that might be helpful in this situation?
Absolutely. So it'll show you a calendar of days that you could sign up if you want to sign up and help provide a meal that day. Also, there's and there will be things like if you can do it multiple ways. You can do it via like a gift card for like DoorDash, or you could actually, if there's a favorite place that you'd want to eat at, you could have something ordered or something like that from there. Or like I said, gift cards, and you can even donate for like gas, things like tons of things. There's a lot involved in it. So you'll be able to see what the options are, how you can help, and then hopefully we can get all those days lined up, because it'll help to take a lot of stress and that load off of them,
Yeah.
And that's what I like the pragmatic, something that actually puts food in bellies or gas in tanks, or you know what I mean? That is the stuff that gets forgotten when people are going through this kind of thing. Can I also say that the artwork that people are willing to donate, we are putting a significant amount of time and energy and effort into making that happen. And right now, the way that looks and the way we hope it looks is you hold on to your art. So please don't send art to Chad's house. Chad does not have a place to store your art. Please don't mail your art to Chad's house. That ain't how this is going to work.
Small farmhouse, no room.
What we want the artists to do is hold on to your art. If you're willing to donate it, then get good images of it, send it to the link. And by the way, those images, if you want it to be possible that those images would be on hats and shirts and stuff, for example,
That's
then
the alien stuff. Yeah.
Then it needs to be at least 300 to 600 DPI.
Yes.
And he uses CNYKM for whatever that
CMYK.
means. CMYK. Yes, that.
Close
yes.
enough.
So,
KMFDM,
but
right?
the important thing that I was told that the civilians have to know, which I'm one of, is 300 to 600 at a minimum. And that can be turned into hats, shirts, stuff like that. So Absolutely, Jason. What we're figuring out, what we're doing is whether it's paintings or woodwork or whatever, any artist that is willing to donate art to Chad, you hold on to the art. Chad is putting together a way to do this through his website. Hopefully, we're exploring that, but we
Yes.
might have to do it in a different way. But simply put, what we're trying to make happen would be the artist holds on to the art. Chad has it listed on his website. Someone decides they want to purchase that art. They purchase that art, and that exchange happens on Chad's website. And then Chad or Rachel or Laura or me, or probably Ash even, may send over once a week to the guy that does the merch a list and the money for that order.
But, well, for what you're doing there, you would take pictures of whatever you build.
That would need to be
post
300 to
those
600 DPI.
Well, you don't have to have that that's for merch. If it's going to go on t-shirts. He's talking about building an actual piece of art to sell. So the better the picture, the better. But it doesn't have to be a certain DPI because it's not going to go on merch.
Okay.
And
okay.
then when I get the pictures for that, if it sells, then when the payment comes in, I turn around and I send you the shipping. We can go over more detail privately, but that's the gist of it. Anybody that wants to do that, as far as if it's a painting, if it's a sculpture, if birdhouses, all those things.
That makes sense.
Pictures of the
some of it's not going to be converted into. I got you. I understand
So
what you're saying.
if it is for Save the Alien merchandise, then yes, we have to stick to the 300, 600 DPI and all of those. If it is just for donated art, then it does not have to be. But the better your photo is, the more chance of selling. You mind if I speak on that for just a second?
Please, man, please. Please. You know more about it than something
we've kind of alluded to. I just kind of want to give a little bit more detail. And I realized while we were sitting here talking, while I got everything set up on my computer, I got sidetracked because we've been doing a lot of work today, guys, all together. I didn't actually publish it. So I changed everything on my .com and didn't publish it. So directly after this, when I can turn on my internet and publish it, there's going to be a place at chadrevart.com, and it will say fundraising, charitable fundraising, I believe. One of those two things. I'll have to look. It's very clear and obvious what it is. When you open that, what you will find, and what it's getting set up for right now, it's under construction, but you'll be able to see it, is there will be an area for Save the Alien merch, which we obviously did not steal any art from Ashman from Glendale for whatsoever. And then directly underneath that will be where all of the donated art finds a home. Okay? Now, here's kind of more of what I wanted to talk about. Not only is that the place where the Save the Alien merch is, but it's also the donated stuff. What we've been kind of talking about, and I want to flesh out a little bit more, is what we've decided to do is, since all of this is getting set up for myself, and thank you everyone, oh my gosh, we are going to try our best to make both of these things, the merch and the donation spot, a permanent fixture, as like he said. So once all of my fundraising is over, it'll be announced, and then we will use both of those things for fundraising in the future. So when you go, and if you're on and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to donate a painting to sell for this person that's on the Ginn Project. Great, we have a place to home it. It will stay there. And it's these ladies right here that are making that kind of stuff possible. I want to point that out, okay?
Yes.
The fact that we're going to be able to keep the alien merch around to be a fundraiser, and the fact that we're going to be able to keep someplace going, not only existing, but upkept. It's these ladies right here, like no joke. When you send your stuff in to the Ginn Project, it's going to be Rachael that sees it. And she's going to be sending it to Laura to go on to that site. So, that's how that's going to unfold. And like I said, and like Ginn has said, we're going to try to keep these projects, if you want to call them that, up and running, and keep, there's going to be some changes before it goes from my fundraising over to the public fundraising that we'll be doing. But you guys will get to watch all of that in action. And again, when you guys see that happen, thank these ladies, because they're the ones that stepped up and went, hey, we will be here and make this happen. So
yeah, D-Tap, it is a lot of work.
Yes,
man. It is a lot of work, and there's a lot of legality behind it, and a lot of financial stuff that has to be accounted for, and all of that. It's a lot. Yeah, it definitely.
To add to that, something I forgot, I did get the GoFundMe set up. So I do have a GoFundMe. It's right next to Johnny Ray's and Rebecca's in my link tree right now. You can find it there. I just opened it earlier today.
Please feel free to go grab that and put it in your link tree too.
Yeah, please and thank you. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Will the phone camera be good? Dirty's asking.
I'm sure you can pull it off, Dirty. If that's what you got, then that's what you got. I do. Yeah, as long as your lighting's good, you'll be all right.
Yeah, give it a try, and we always
pull it off.
Get back to you if we need to adjust it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in the big picture, there is the Save the Alien merch campaign. So we would like for people to do art revolving around that moniker, Save the Alien. And we want one piece, just one piece from each artist, and the digital version, please. And for everybody that's willing to do that, we're working on coming up with the legal documentation that'll sign it over to Chad to use in perpetuity. Same apply with the originals. If you would like to donate the original, it will still go under the same category, or it'll still be similar to the other art that is going to be sold in that capacity. But the digital images, we're going to look through them, and we're going to make some decisions, and some of them are going to be put on hats and shirts and all that kind of thing and made available that way. Some will be put on prints and stickers, and some might even end up on mugs and stuff. Who knows? So we're going to try to find ways to get that art on products that people might want to purchase. And the person that I'm dealing with, the merch person, has been super fair. He gave us a list of our prices, and when we put the order in, we just send them the money with it, and it all happens from there. And he gave us a very fair nominal fee for the shipping and for the packaging and all of that stuff. So he even kicked in to help out in this project, because I guarantee you, if you ship a hat to Australia, it costs you more than $20.
In true Kira Wilson fashion and the Ginn Project fashion, there is some wonderful technical information being shared down here. That 300 plus DPI is not for the website stuff. That is only for graphics for the shirts and hats.
Yes.
If you try posting that kind of stuff onto your website, people will not be able to open it. And if they do, they'll have to be standing there for a half an hour waiting for it to open. Guys, use smaller photos in your websites so it will be streamlined and open. And Kira, thank you for teaching my dumbass that.
So say that again. Explain that again. But what do you mean by smaller photos? What do you mean by smaller? Like less numbers in that 300 to 600 thing?
Yes. If you put large photos on your website, your phone, which is what 98% of people are going to be looking at your stuff on, is a phone. Your phone has to go through that data and render it to open it. And the larger that picture is, the more data, the more information that's included in that, the harder it is to open. So when you go on someone's website and your phone's struggling to like open up anything to look at, it's because they've put too big of pictures on it most of the time.
And nobody's going to want to sit there and wait for that. They're just going to go right past you.
Well, not only just
compressed.
Yeah, not only just that, but it's like when I used to, post to my galleries for my photography clients, I would always just show them the watermarked web size version, because otherwise people could print them and not pay you. So yeah, I think that's what you were trying to say, Haley. I'm thinking, but yeah, that's happened. So it's always good practice to have that be a small size to where they try and print it and it would be horrible resolution. So yeah, never.
Yes. Yep, it eats up the data. It's hard to open, and people will go right on off your website if nothing's opening with the absolute quickness. What's up, Vinyl?
What up, Vinyl? Well, see, I'm learning stuff every day. I don't know this stuff. I mean, I know the basics. I know that sometimes the merch people want me to send them a certain size thing, and then I go ask Chad, what do I need?
And we get it done. What's up, Turazu? Welcome in.
Hey, Tarazu, how are you?
So between all of us, we know different pieces, and we can kind of fill in the gaps and share our knowledge.
Yes,
I think so, and so we're going to repeat ourselves here because we're going over a lot of information, and that's the way you get the most information to folks is repeat ourselves. So, what we've done is what these ladies have done is they set up. It's called the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. And any inquiries that have anything to do with donating art to Chad, with the Save the Alien campaign, the merch campaign, the art revolving around that, anything to do with the Ginn Project Show or being a guest on the show, anyone who has been a former guest on the show that needs copy from their episode, all of that stuff can go through there. Anybody that's interested in purchasing a guitar, anybody that's interested in having their artwork on a guitar, anybody that would like to complain about any of the number of things that we do, it all goes to that one email address. And these ladies are going to make sure that it gets to the proper channels and gets handled the way it should be handled with the, with all of the things. So there's several different
also a link for that. There's a link to do all of that. And while I haven't had time to paste it in mine, it'll be on there afterwards. I think everybody else has that in there. And that's a link
so you
can
go to my bio right now, in my link tree right now, and she has it set up. I think it's the very first one. Says how to get involved or poke Ginn in the eye or something. I'm not sure what it says, but it's the very first one.
I should go change it now.
You poke Ginn in the eye, and then when it opens up, it's a simple little form. It just has your email address, your name, and there's a message section. So you can type, hey, inquiring about donating art, inquiring about donating a piece for Chad's merch line, inquiring about donating a piece for, Gary, his goat.
Inquiring about poking Ginn in the eye.
Yes, it all goes through the Ginn Project Official at Gmail, and then from there it'll go to the right channels. That's the starting point for any of it. And then if you go over to the section that is the merch stuff, to my understanding, if you would like yours to be considered for apparel, it needs to be at least 300 to 600 DPI. That is only related to the stuff. I messed that up, y'all. I'm sorry. That's only related to the stuff that is going to be apparel. Could you please tell them about the prints and the stickers and stuff like that that are going to be available for the print shop? Do they need a certain number of anything for that?
That's going to fall under the same thing with the alien merch. So
okay, that's going to
make it onto a shirt. It may be a sticker, might be a hat. Who knows?
And that's CNYK.
CMYK.
And most people are going to have a high-res PNG, right? What most people are going to have.
A PNG.
I do listen to you, homie. I listen. I don't know what the hell I just said, but I said it like I did.
I don't know what I said.
And if it makes you guys feel better, when you email in and you ask the questions again, what kind of format and what DPI, it will in fact be Rachael that will be answering your questions about this technology and not Ginn.
Yes!
So feel safe that you will be taken care of.
Yes, because I don't fucking know. I build
Oh,
guitars, man. I build guitars and airplanes and stuff, man. I don't know
Yes.
about DPIs
Right.
and I don't know, man. So what kind of art, woodworker over there, Jason's got me thinking, what kind of art can people, it doesn't have to be for the merch line. It could be just general art of any kind that goes into that other tranche of things that we're working on. And, it's cool. It didn't occur to me. We've been talking so much about what to do with paintings lately. It didn't even occur to me that a piece of woodworking stuff might be in the mix, or music.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned doing some music or something for it would be cool. So I guess we'll figure out, let us know. Send something to the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. Type in the message section if you'd like to talk to us about whatever it is that you got. And one of these ladies will do a much better job at figuring out what it means.
Right? Good Lord.
Depth gauge, highly important for accuracy. Got you, Spurs. I got you. Well, I know it has to do with the formatting and like whether you're trying to blow a picture up or shrink it or whatever and all that. I do understand a little bit, but it ain't my area of expertise, certainly.
That's all right. Ash was about to give a symposium on it. Weren't you, Ash?
Do it, Ash. Hit us with it, Ash. Okay. Make me understand. Like the
Dots
simpleton that
per
I am.
square inch DPI. That's what you need. You need as many as you can get, 300 to 600. And
Dots per square
PNG
inch.
is the good format. So yeah.
All right.
I told you.
What does PNG mean?
I have no clue. I just know how to use it.
It's a format. It's a type of format, though, right?
It's a format.
That's what it's designating as a type of format.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
it
you.
would be like a file would be like a dot.
There's a
PNG.
TIFF, there's a PNG, there's all kinds of crap.
JPEG.
JPEG.
Puzzle piece says you're not telling the truth, Ash.
Oh, I'm probably
Portable
not.
network graphic. Nice.
There you go.
Huh. Portable network graphic. Right. Learning all kinds of stuff
Cool.
tonight.
The
We also would like to hear your suggestions, your thoughts, all of that. Crimson the other day was sending me some great suggestions, and poor lady, I was in a conversation with like 3 other people at the time, so I'm sure all of my responses were short and to the point.
Right.
But we have been getting some great responses and some great thoughts. So please take the time to share your ideas and your thoughts with them, and they will all be processed and kind of disseminated and included into the process, because none of us claim to know all of it. And that's why we're all teaming up, because hopefully, like she said, between all of us, we can figure some of this stuff out. At least one person in the group has the key to the next problem. Oftentimes, it's what's happened so far. Chad and I kind of got to the edge of the cliff, and we're standing there looking at each other like, man, we got nowhere else to go. And then these ladies showed up, and they had parachutes and flight suits and all kinds
Capes
of stuff.
on and shit.
Yeah. So now we're just flying around,
capes.
and the edge of that cliff ain't even a thing anymore. So here we are.
Yeah, we had a meeting earlier, and like Laura just came flying into the frame, like all. It was cool.
She did. It was pretty well. I didn't like. It was remarkable, really. It was remarkable. I've never seen
Pretty
anything
funny.
quite like that, to be truthful. I didn't know. If you'd have told me 2 years ago, you and Chad are going to start a show on TikTok and Laura's going to fly in like a superhero, I wouldn't have believed you. I'll be honest with you.
2 years ago, you'd be like, "Who's Laura?"
You're
What's
right.
up, Harold?
You are absolutely right. Hey, Harold, how are you doing? So tonight, the show, we're having a conversation. We're trying to share some information. We're going to be repeating ourselves. So to start from the top, Laura and Rachel have been kind enough to come in and help us out. Rachel is going to be running operations for the Ginn Project. Laura's going to be running a lot of the stuff over at LauraJaenArt and at the Ginn Project, and Rachel will be helping over at Chad. It's all intermingled anyway, but essentially those 2 ladies will be telling mostly me what I need to be doing the next day. And they're going to help us get organized. They're going to help us with putting out content. And one way they're going to do that is, for example, we've done 2 years worth of really amazing interviews with the really amazing people. And they're sitting over there on a channel and just hanging out. And we never had the time to go and clip content out of it and show highlights of these amazing artists that have been on. And then there's other cool stuff that has happened while we've been working on. Oh, thank you so much. But while we've been working on all of this, and there's a lot of content in that. So they'll start dropping some content about the people that are on the show. There'll be some content actually about the Ginn Project for a change. And there'll be some content about LauraJaenArt. We'll probably even put out content about A.S.H and Severed Art and SA Artistries and even all the people we work with.
Thank you.
That's the plan on that. These ladies are going to help us expand our interactions, because where we've gotten to this point, Chad and I really hadn't been able to put the time or A.S.H into the content that we'd really like to make. And in my case, a lot of it has to do with people that we've gotten to interview that it'd be cool to pull some of their content. So on one level, that's what's going on. On another level, we're about to come out with a round of guitars, and S.A.'s working on hers. I was hoping to have A.S.H his already and Severed his already, and then Chad went and got the cancer and had to suck up all the oxygen in the room for a minute. But A.S.H and I have had a conversation. God. A.S.H and I have had a conversation, and he isn't too upset with us. He understands that, sometimes when Chad gets past in followers, he goes and gets the cancer. But
getting past in followers gives me cancer. You guys take note of that. Don't let this happen again. All of you who are following me, and I blame you.
So there'll be more content going out from the interviews and stuff like that, and in Chad's case, there'll be content going out about the stuff that he's been working on. He says, "Oh my God, Chad!"
What's up, Moons?
So tell TikTok, Ezra, that's what we're going to name the new philanthropic thing that we're doing. We're not. So Chad, I'm about to make Ezra laugh, and we might be about to get kicked off of here, because seconds before we came on tonight, I was listening to Ezra's message.
What's up, Jeff?
And
Me too.
One person that he talked to suggested that we do all the things that these ladies are already doing. So cool, good to know that we're on the right track. The other one was TikTok, and their suggestion was the fast way to make some cash is to do some battles. I didn't ask y'all.
Say feet pics.
I didn't ask y'all. This might be y'all might get to see the first fight. I didn't ask y'all. I told them no.
Oh,
so
you didn't even ask
y'all
us?
might want to get in touch with Ezra, because y'all might have a differing opinion. But I told him no.
Did you tell him I'm already battling, you sons of bitches?
He's laughing right now, because in his message he was like, you can tell he was hesitant. But to his credit, he came back with a second message with all the good reasons it might work to put a little bit of something in the short term. And I also said no to that. so whatever goodwill. Oh, I'm sorry. Say again.
What's that, Laura?
I said if you put Gary on the trampoline, you might win the battle.
You've been talking to Kira, haven't you? You and Kira are getting... Yeah, I see. Teaming up on me.
We love Ezra. We love Ezra. He was doing the best diplomatic advocacy I've ever seen. But...
yes.
So I'm not sure. I think we'll get some boost. Maybe we'll get some help like tonight and all that. But Chad, if you would like to talk to Ezra about setting up battles to raise money, feel free, buddy.
Yeah, I'm right on that. I love you, Ezra. I don't know about that whole battle thing.
Ezra says yes, a trampoline battle, Laura. Oh my God, a trampoline battle. So hopefully that will allow us to there'll be a little more fun and a little more information in the content, you might say. And the other work that's going to be going on over at the Ginn Project is I'm These guitars behind me are for Severed and Ashman respectively. They've been strung up for some weeks now with strings on them, and they didn't warp, fold in half, or nothing like that. So I'm going to switch back gears pretty soon, since these ladies have jumped in the mix, because that's going to allow me to get back over to focus on building guitars and that kind of thing more than I have been. I've done one extra live in the last 3 weeks, so it's going to help get back to that. But the other component is asshole. So if you have any interest in a guitar, then contact the Ginn Project official and let us know, and we'll get you on a list. And the way we're going to work that for the guitars is, when they get completed, the people who've signed up for the email list will get an email that the guitar is completed, and it'll have a price. And the first person on that list gets offered it first. And then I missed the part where they suggested I battle. They suggested that Ezra battle too, y'all. So Chad, you might want to talk to him. I don't know.
Okay, Ezra.
So you might want to talk to him, Chad. You might want to talk to him.
I
So,
would love to.
so on that front, anybody that's interested, anybody that comes through the chat or whatever that's interested in a guitar, you just go to the Ginn Project official, sign up on the email list. When a guitar gets finished, your number on the list will be where you're at, and we will see who wants them. And if it doesn't come off the email list, then there'll be a public announcement, and social media, various platforms, the content will go out and the guitar will be available. So that's how that's going to work. We're not doing custom orders. There's no way to order one ahead of time or to get your special whatever on it or any of that. We're making what we make, and they'll be available. And so also, if you are an artist and you would like to put your art on one of these guitars, there is a fairly lengthy list that is started already, but same thing.
Yeah.
Send your information in, and we're going to do that. We're going to do the artist list the same way that we do the list to be on the show. If you are an artist and you are on the list and you've expressed an interest in putting art on one of these guitars, and I hear your name a lot from the community, then you'll probably end up getting a guitar sooner rather than later, as far as any of the extras that are available. All of these folks are doing lines of guitars. Chad has his own line. Ash has his own line. Severed has his own line. SA has her own line. So there aren't going to be that many extras to go around. So that list will be ongoing. But that's how that's going to work. If you would like to be on the Ginn Project Show as a guest, we have a new way to sign up. It's the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. All you got to do is go there, give us your email so we can get back in touch with you, your name you want us to call you, and a message, hey, I'm interested in being on the show. Keep in mind, there's a long line for people to do that, but that's the way that works too. Recommendations from Ezra bump you way up the list. Recommendations from Chad bump you way up the list. Recommendations from Ashman's bump you way up the list. And now a recommendation from one of these two ladies will bump you up the list. That's how it works. Anybody in the community that is being advocated for a lot by the community, we try to put them on the show sooner rather than later. So that's kind of how that works. I think did I miss anything on the Ginn Project stuff? I think that covers basically that. Then we drift over into the Chad Rev Art world. Chad Rev Art has an existing website already. That on that website, there is a gallery a virtual gallery that you can walk around in, whether you have the VR things or your phone. And that virtual gallery, he is threatening to take that down at the end of the year. So go check it out. Go see what's up over there. There's stuff available. And that's another way to support Chad, and all that's already set up. So you could go over there and do digital art. And he happens to know the printer. They're pretty close. They have a little girl together, so he knows her well.
Yeah, I do.
So there's a spot you could go help immediately, and it's already something that's set up for Chad. Now, we would love it if you would send us in art that is your representation of Save the Alien. We just want one piece. And don't send us the art. We just want the images from that piece. I think need them in like a PNG, something like that. And send those images in, and all of those images Some of them will end up being one thing or another, but Chad will decide that. And whoever Chad has helping him make those decisions. But it could be all kinds of different art. We just want Save the Alien in it somewhere. Your interpretation is Save the Alien. And our ideas are like, these could go on something like
What's up, Southern?
the back of a laptop, for example. Or they could go on a skateboard or whatever, you know. Some styles that would be good for stickers is what I'm saying. And then other styles that might be good for apparel or good for whatever. But you got to pick one and make something cool and send them an image. And send that to the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. And one of these ladies will make sure it gets to where it's supposed to go. There is also the opportunity to just donate outright art. And our good friend Jason Woodworker made me think differently. Whatever kind of art, whatever it might be. And we are working on figuring out how to turn that into a legit long-term opportunity. And the way we envision that working in some capacity is essentially you hold on to the art. So please do not send your art. We only want you to send the digital images, and we would like those sent to the Ginn Project Official at Gmail, please. That art could be of any kind. And we're going to have to figure out some things, right? Like how long is the artist willing to hold on to it? How long do we list it for? All of those kind of things. So
in the contract,
there's a lot of stuff to work out there, which is why it takes longer. So the ladies, you know, we were able to set up some of the simpler stuff first, and we're working on some of the more complicated stuff. And we also literally did not even have a time to meet with Ash this week, where I was on the phone all week. And we got to sit down and meet with people like Ash and SA and Severed and others too, because they're a part of it. We just are basically trying to outline things so that we can then go to the people on the team and figure out who can do what and all that. So please, please, please send in your suggestions. Same thing, the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. And if you have any ideas, we've heard things like have an auction, and we may yet do that. One of the things about that, though, is if you have an auction, you kind of have to ramp up everything for it, and then it's over with, and everybody goes back to their respective places. So what we're basically trying to do is build an auction house instead. And then that way it's always there, and whoever wants to go in there and have an auction can, right? But we want to build the structure so that it'll happen that way rather than having to set up every time. I don't know if there is a limit. Is there a limit on just regular art that people would like? I say regular art, but I mean aside from the specific merch art that people can donate. Chad, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, not yet. I mean, if it starts to get out of hand and we start running out of space for what we have room for, then we might have to shut down. But right now, if it's available and they want to donate it, then that's most excellent.
And we want them to hold on to the art. And the way it will work, the way we're trying to put the system in place is you hold on to the art. Somebody eventually would purchase that art on Chad Rev Art's site. Chad Rev Art would develop a document that said where it was going. And here's your money to the person that is the artist for the shipping and the packaging. And then now here's the thing where it's on the community again. Now, if we set this up, the community of artists have to send their stuff in a timely manner. They have to package it in a way that it'll get there in one piece. And if it's a multi-$100 piece, they're going to need to insure it, which they're going to be reimbursed for. That'll all be accounted for. But some of this is going to be on the artist. It isn't going to be they just send it off somewhere and then that person's responsible for it. The artist is going to be responsible for making sure their art gets to the person that bought it, which is how it would normally be anyway. Sure. So the only difference is that Chad's website and Chad's people are going to facilitate that transaction so that Chad gets the revenue from it. That's the key to this game, is turning that art into revenue that will pay bills. So these ladies are also, the ideas are being kicked around all the way around the corner to open up, nonprofits, LLCs, all different other kinds of lettering, whatever stuff that but we're doing multiple different things. So sometimes merch goes better under one type of thing, but art goes under a different type of thing. So we're going to have to kind of sort through those issues as well. Some accounts are better for different things.
Right.
Go ahead, Chad.
Burning. Yeah, no problem. Burning, the way we would handle that is we would have to get a figure on shipping, and we would add that to the total of the piece of art. So, you know, if it's a $500 piece and it's $100 shipping, we'd put it up for $6. Pretty much how that works. But yeah, I would be more than happy about that.
Crimson Rose is in here. And that's who I was talking about earlier when I was saying I was talking to Crimson and like 3 other people at the same time, and I was probably short with my responses. But Crimson jumped right in with both feet first, right out of the gate with art for that project. So thank you so much, Crimson. You're amazing. She really is incredible. And thank you for your patience the other day, Crimson. Just had a lot going on, my friend. Does anybody have any thoughts? Anything we missed? Anything like, I know we keep going over and over it again, but that's because there's new people in the chat and we want to share that. Chipster, what's up?
So I got a question about the email. I saw it pop up.
Okay.
And the email, you can find the link for the contact form in any one of our profiles, and it will be in chat soon. But that's where you can contact us and send an email is through that link, and it will forward it to the Ginn Project official Gmail. So it's just an easy way to go and click on the link and let us know what you need.
And the apparel fellow said he would ship overseas for us. He will ship in the continental U.S. and he'll ship overseas for us. So for those considering doing artwork for the Save the Alien project there, just there you go. Could be global.
Yes, in either direction.
Unless your name is Chipster. What are you doing, Chipster?
Chipster.
What else we got, y'all? That was good. That's good. You got any other questions from the chat? Any thoughts? Might as well start the criticisms now. What you got?
Well, first off, Ginn.
Yeah, right. Wait till they find out I pulled your shirt out of the dirty clothes laundry so I could wear it.
Nah. Well, you know, Haley Beth did let me know that the update went through where people can smell you through TikTok now. So,
oh man, I would like, I have smelled those alien feet before. When you jumped out of that suitcase in Atlanta, it was scary.
I do what I can.
Y'all, the suitcase pops open, Chad jumps out, and then he perched on the edge of the suitcase like a parrot or something. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was wild. They look weird when they're not in their skin suits, y'all. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We definitely need to save the alien.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that y'all please don't start treating Chad with kid gloves. He still deserves to get smacked upside the head occasionally, and insulted and badgered. If y'all all just start treating him really sweet and kind, y'all gonna stress him out.
Yeah, that will definitely stress me out.
So don't be afraid. Excuse me. Don't be afraid to poke a little joke at him. It's okay to say things like he just is all that this is about. All of this ruckus is because he got past in followers, and now he's willing to flatline for followers. So
I broke out in the cancers. Thanks a lot, guys. You all following Ginn, and I break out in the cancers. Oh my gosh.
May your bacon be soggy, Chad, Moose said.
Ew! Moose, if you only knew how much I hated chewy bacon, it is like one of the worst things.
Well, Chad,
yeah, I order it like burnt. I do.
Let's talk about what's really scary for me, because this is about me, of course. And
Yes.
what's
of course.
scary with me is when Chad was talking with Ash and I on the drive home from his diagnosis, literally. He said that he had a lot of love for this community and he was going to take the journey with them. And what that
Yeah.
means is he actually talked to his doctors. He's got he's going to be allowed to take some paints and some charcoals, if I'm not mistaken, unless he's lied to me again.
Probably.
He's gonna be able to take some of his paint supplies. So I am certain that it would not hurt his feelings if anybody was willing to put in some of that type of stuff too, if you had that available. He is. Please tell us about that. You're going to be doing a series of paintings, and the hope is that you're going to be doing some of these lives, and I might be sitting there holding your hand, or Ash might be, or something like that. I don't know, but you're going to be doing these lives and painting or charcoaling or cussing out children.
Well,
Which one of those? I think.
If I can stop whining enough, I will try to do some things. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some acrylic painting. Most of you guys know me for my sculpting, but I do paint as well. And I do some charcoal work. I mean, I'm no Ash man from Glendale, but I try as hard as I can.
That dude's good.
Dude
man.
is
He's so
smoking
fucking
on that.
good.
No
He's
joke.
so good, man.
Yeah,
Ginn
that's
has
not
the
good.
Charcoal right there.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna take some stuff. I actually have a friend that's sending me some supplies for paint, and I'm gonna try to do a short series of paintings and a short series of some charcoal work while I'm in there. Probably related directly to what's going on at the time. That's the goal. But like I was telling everybody earlier, Mike Tyson used to say everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So I might get there and go through with my plan, thank you, Mondo. Or I might go there and get punched in the face by this treatment. And, but that's the goal. I'm going to try to do as much live stuff as I can with you guys. I'm going to try to do some arting live. I'm going to kind of try to open up the process for folks to be able to see it and experience it to the best that I can anyway. Maybe someone out there needs it. So, if I'm going to go through it, we might as well squeeze it for every bit, and if somebody needs to see that, experience it, what have you, then we're going to go out in the field and fight. We're going to go out and do it in the open. So, thank you, Mondo. Appreciate you.
And that's wild.
That's cool.
And for me, it's scary, right? And we talked about this in a meeting earlier today. And I know a lot of you feel this way. People have expressed this to me. We're watching our friend go through something, and to a large degree, there's nothing we can do. There's parts of this journey he's got to take by himself. But we can make that journey much more pleasant, and we can make sure he's got a house to go to with food in the refrigerator when he gets done with it. And a year from now, when the ramifications from wife not being able to work for weeks and husband being sick and in the hospital and all the things that means. So I would really encourage everyone to hang on. This is the long haul stuff. And part of where this is coming from, I'm not speaking for anybody else in boxes right now, just me. But I've been on this platform for a little over 2 years. January 2nd, Chad reminds me, will be 2 years of doing the Ginn Project Show, this very show. And in that time, we've seen a lot of people hurting and a lot of people go through things. And we've seen a lot of amazing artists step up and help out. We've been involved in projects that went really well, and we've been involved in trying to help people with projects that did not. And when you're trying to help other people chase their dreams, they don't all work. But in this instance, this isn't us trying to help somebody else set something up. This is us gathering together and going ahead and setting it up. So I would like to point out again that Ashman came on about a year ago, and we would not be here without Ashman. Ashman put me on his back and carried me for some weeks after Chad had to go, because I love Chad. Chad is my friend. When Chad hurts, I don't like it. I pick on him a lot, but that's my dude. And Ashman put me on his back and carried me when I needed it. I'll always be grateful to Ashman. Ashman will always be a part of this. And we wouldn't be here without him. And then we look at Laura sitting in here, and she's been modding for Ash and Chad and me and keeping us together. And I can still hear her voice telling Ash, stand up and walk around a little bit. You know, might be time for a drink of coffee. Might be, you know, like the kind of things that people do when they actually give a shit about you. And now I look around, and all of these people are together. You got people like Severed Art and S.A. Artistries and Kirill Wilson and Eve, and the list goes on and on and on. People in the chat like Spurs. We would not be here without Spurs. Same thing. Spurs is one of those people that you can lean on. Spurs is doing all the patches for all of those that are going to go on the straps that go with these guitars. Spurs is going to be making those. So that's the other concept here, is that we're all helping each other do our thing. And sometimes Chad goes up front and he gets the attention. Sometimes Ash needs to, because he's got a show coming out, or whatever the case is. We've all gone to rally for S.A. Severed, who wouldn't go on camera and who really didn't do lives, did 2 of S.A.'s events, and she was like the opening act. She did a whole ass show leading into S.A.'s event. Then you had Chad helping out, and Lady Shines and Ash and just all the different people. This is truly an amazing group of people. And if we can just somehow all get along well enough to help each other out, then we might have a chance of setting up some institutions that will stay within the artist community here, and there at least be something that's helping folks. And there are a lot of folks right now that need help, and none of us are rich. Every person in a box is giving stuff that they don't have. They're giving parts of themselves that they don't have left. But there is a need.
Yeah. What up, Santiago?
And
Sorry,
there's
Santiago
another
in the
guy.
house.
Santiago's amazing. There's another amazing guy. There's a piece of Santiago. By the way, we need to get, if Santiago would come on, we need to get him on. It's time. It's time for him, his second appearance. Santiago, reach out to us. The Ginn Project Official at Gmail. We need to get you back on, man. The Ginn Project Official at Gmail. Hit us up. You don't have to do that, Santiago. You have my phone number. Hit me up. We'll get you on.
Better, homie.
The ladies
Yeah.
are going to yell at me for saying that. I'm not supposed to. But Santiago, let them know. But it's an amazing community. It's just these fantastic people that are all committed to helping each other out. That's the commonality. We all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. Hell, we even believe different things about things. We don't all believe the same stuff. Imagine that. We do believe that our neighbors matter. Whether we like them or not, they matter. And we want them to have food on their table and a roof over their head, and when they get sick, to be able to go see a doctor. And I don't care who it is. The person on this platform that I like the very least, I want to not be hungry and not be cold and not be sick. And I think most people feel that way on here. Most of us feel that way. And if you feel that way, then contact us. Come help us out. Tell us what part you're willing to take, what you're able to do. And these ladies will put you to work somewhere. If not, we'll put your name down and what your skill set is. And when we come up with a project that needs that, then we know who to contact. And part of it is just networking. Part of it is knowing who's willing to do what, who's willing to help out where, who has what skill set. And sometimes we don't communicate that to each other. So some of it is just us simply trying to facilitate that. This artist over here is really good at this. This person over here really needs the same thing. Let's see if we can introduce them. So, at any rate, that's my spiel on why we're doing this and why it's important in my view. Because sickness is not going to stop. And the impact from some of these diseases that folks like Johnny and Chad are fighting don't just last while you're sick. They last oftentimes for the rest of your life. Chad literally has scars on his bones from the treatments he's had in the past. I'm not making that up. I'm not being hyperbolic. He has scars on his actual bones from the treatment he's been through. So we all know that we live in a country where if you are, let's say that you happen to be a person that has a disability of some sort. Well, the check that you get is 30% of the poverty level. That ain't what's valuable. The thing that is valuable is the prescriptions that you can get and the fact that you can go see a doctor.
Yeah.
So people's options are limited, and you can literally go flat ass broke when you have some sort of a sickness like this. So I would like to think that no matter who it is in our community, in this community, we don't fucking let that happen. I refuse. That's not going to happen. So who's with me? What are we going to do about it? Is what all these people said. Who's with me and what are we going to do about it? And they showed up, and next thing I know, there's emails and there's DPIs and there's these ladies are talking about stuff. I don't even know what they're talking about. Just tell me where you need me to be. I don't know. So join us. Consider joining us. Consider being a part of it. Whatever you can do, that's all we're asking. Whatever little piece of the puzzle you can fit in. If you can donate a little piece of art, great. If you just have a thought or an idea that you would like to share, throw it on there. Let us know. You would be surprised at the inspiration. I've seen somebody come through a live and say something goofy, and then Ashman make the most amazing art from that concept. So if I don't know anything else about the art community, I do know that sometimes creative ideas come from creative people. And we don't know everything. So you think you'll join, Mondo? Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. And y'all, please feel free to call Chad Ducky anytime you see him. Our good friend Kira Wilson from Kira Wilson Art has officially named him Ducky. And we all took a vote today in a meeting and adopted it. So any rubber duckies that you ever send Chad's way would always be appreciated. I recommend that you fill his car up with them. Possibly send him to the hospital when he's there. I don't know, the hotel that he's staying at. I don't know. I think we could, or or it could be a plushie ducky or whatever. What I would like to happen is when Chad comes home from the hospital, he can't get in his house because it's full of rubber duckies. Yes. There is a ducky skeleton that comes apart. Somebody sent him a ducky skeleton that will come apart.
Somebody
I would like to see him dressed as a ducky doing a battle.
With Ezra.
Yes, with Ezra.
Battling
That'd
Ezra.
be perfect.
Ooh.
That'd be perfect.
Now, I'm
Chad,
all
the
for
alien
Chad.
duck,
If he
yes.
wants to battle, knock yourself out, buddy. The only way I would do it is if everybody on here voted that I had to, and I would still just sit there and stare at you.
All right, everybody, let's start the vote.
It's got to be unanimous, and I don't think you're going to get my vote, Chad. I think I might win 1-4.
Oh, man. Yeah, Southern, I have, after our dear friend Kira duck bombed me, I have these little teeny tiny plastic ducks. I'm looking to see if maybe I've actually got them all picked up at this point, but I doubt it. Yeah, hundreds of them. And, of course, I dropped like a fistful of them right as they got here, so they were all over the place, and my wife and I are constantly finding these little plastic ducks. Oh, yeah, not only would she did.
If
She was
Bailey
like, yeah,
Moeller,
here's this package. And then I open it and it's like, what's up?
If Bailey Moeller is still in the chat, that's my niece. I love her. She's amazing. She's incredible.
Cool. Hi, Bailey.
Hi, Bailey. Anyway, sorry,
Oh,
Chad.
thanks,
I got excited.
England. No,
I got
you're
excited.
good. You're
Bailey
good.
was here.
Yeah, there she is. What's up?
Yeah,
Cool.
I see
Yeah, I'm
her
already following
occasionally.
her. I thought
see
so.
her. I see her occasionally. She's awesome.
Nice.
So, do I do a recap again, guys, or are y'all tired of hearing me? To recap from the top. All right. So, we have this initiative going that is all about Chad Rev and his pity party. Chad is going to be going this week to give some blood. Next week,
I believe I go get. Yeah, they're supposed to call me Friday or Monday, and I'll be in within a couple of days of that.
He will be going in soon to give
Santiago.
some blood is what's going to happen. He's got to go all the way over to KU, which is a few hours from where he lives, and he's going to give him some blood. And they're going to take that blood and they're going to send it off to some special place where they take the T cells and magnify them and give them superpowers or something like that.
Yeah,
While that is going,
them.
They might they actually genetically modify them, and then Chad goes home for a little bit. And he'll be working on some of this stuff, and we'll be doing our best to help him. And then in the new year, he's going to report back over to KU, and he's going to go through a week of chemotherapy. And while he's going through that week of chemotherapy, he's going to be having to stay in a hotel room because he's 3 hours from where he lives, which means, and he's also going to
hospital.
Right. So that first week, he's going to have to stay close to the hospital in a hotel, which limits his options and how expensive they are.
And I have to be isolated too. So they're literally killing off my immune system while I'm there. Thank you, Santiago.
That part. So he will be going during the day, most likely at the hospital for treatments, and then having to stay in a hotel and isolate by himself at night, which means he's going to have to order food. They're going to have to leave it outside his door and that kind of thing, which means he's going to have to pay for all of that. And he's going to have to do it by himself. The following week, he is going to be in the hospital.
I'm going to have all of you with me.
Yes, but nobody will be able to go around you and give you hugs or drool on you or anything like that.
This is true.
So then he's going to be in the hospital, and those T cells are going to arrive back from Magic Land, and then he's going to start the T cell treatments, and he's got to stay in the hospital for those, and that's possibly up to a week, I believe.
No, that's a week at least.
It's another week, at least another week. And his wife will be able to come up there for that portion of it to visit with him, but that would still require a hotel room and all that, right? And then when those treatments are finished, he will be released from the hospital, but he is not allowed to leave. He will have to stay in a hotel for another week at least for observation to make sure nothing goes squirrely from the treatment that he just received. And at the same time, he's going to have to stay isolated, and he's going to have to order his food, and they're going to have to leave it, and all of that kind of thing. And then when all of that goes well, he's going to return home, and it is going to take 2 to 3 months, what the doctors are telling him, to get back to the full strength that he's at maybe now. So part of the impetus, part of the reason that we're doing all of this is in the short term, we need to do fundraising to help pay for the immediate need of hotel rooms, gas and food and incidentals. And the more medium-term need is when he's going to get home, he's going to be recovering for a few months. He's not going to be able to do art and produce at the level that he normally would. And he's still going to need some help, here and there from the wife and whatnot. So he is still going to need financial support during that time. And then when it's all over with, he is now an artist that is going back to work. And the time that it takes to ramp up and to remake those contacts and all that, we're trying to prevent that. We're trying to keep the game in play while he's doing his treatments. That way, when he comes back, he can just step right back into a system that's already running, and he can start doing his artwork at a much faster pace that way. So part of us rallying around him has to do with him being able to get back to doing art and get back to spending time with his wife and his daughter and hanging out with us and telling jokes and goofing off and being the asshole that he is. but
Yeah.
it's going to be a longer journey. And now he has decided that he's going to do that in the open so that people can watch, so people can see. It will happen during lives. Potentially there will be lives with me with him. There'll be lives with Ash with him, or with whoever with him. Honestly, that'll be heavy. That's scary to me, because it'll be in front of folks. So to me, that's brave of him. And I think where he's coming from, and correct me if I'm wrong, but part of this shared experience might help get people to buy in that there is actually a need here. And there's enough of us to pull together to do something about it if we would just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's easy to talk about it and all that, but these ladies will tell you and these men will tell you it's a lot harder work getting it done. And I've seen people try, and I've seen people come up short. I've seen people that were successful. So what we're hoping is that collectively as a group, if there's enough of us working on the problem, we won't be able to fail. Because somebody in there will have the idea that unlocks the key to get us to the next thing that we have to solve. So please consider jumping on, helping us out. Go to the Ginn Project official at Gmail, and just leave us your email address and a little message of where it is that you'd like to help out. If you would like to submit some art that has to do with Save the Alien, then we'd like it to be related to that, and have it say Save the Alien somewhere in it. And that potentially could end up in merch and hats and shirts, or it could be prints, or it could be stickers, or it might end up on a mug. But all of that art, we want you only to send the digital image if you're kind enough to do it. Only send the digital image and hold on to the original. And what will happen to that original if you donate it, we're going to discuss here in a second. But that other artwork will go into a merch line that will be Chad's in perpetuity. So we're also going to be working on making sure that the proper paperwork is in place to transition the rights from those digital images to Chad, so that Chad has the legal right to use them as merch in perpetuity. The art that could be donated, whether it's woodworking from Jason or it's paintings or whatever it is, that's the other thing that's being worked on, which is what we're hoping will be an ongoing and forever thing, whether we're here or not. A place where people can donate their art, and that art can be sold in some capacity or another, and then that person we can help them pay some bills with it. Once Chad is no longer going through his treatments, he is going to put a portion of the merch line from this towards this other cause. So what you'll have is you'll have
line open.
You'll have the donated art always open, and that art will always 100% go towards this cause. The merch line that we're creating for Chad, that all of us are creating together for Chad, will be his in perpetuity. And once he is done with his treatments and he gets on his feet financially, then a certain portion of that is going to go over to that other department and help out with that. And some of it will obviously be Chad's. And the reason is these things take a long-term financial toll on families. So we want to put things in place that can generate long-term revenue, even if it's just a little bit. Think about it like putting Coke machines around town. If you have 5 of them and you go check them once a week and you get $30 out of each one, when you come home, you got $150. So it isn't always about making the big stacks and piles of money. That ain't really a realistic way that usually happens to help people out. Usually it's all of the people that don't really have any money anyway, kick something in and figure out how to make it work. Because artists are very resilient. Artists are creative. Artists have one of the higher incidence rates of trauma, one of the higher incidence rates of poverty, one of the higher incidence rates of abuse, having been abused. So to a large degree, artists are empathetic people, and they also to a large degree are poor. So one way to overcome that is when we all work together, when we're all trying together to do something about it. So then over at the Ginn Project, if you would like a Ginn Project guitar, please go to the Ginn Project official. We'll put you on a list. There will be emails as the guitars get finished and are made available. There will be an email that goes out, and those will be the first people that get a chance at the guitar. So, and I'll just full disclosure, all of the merch we're trying to do things differently. All of the art that is put on those guitars, the artists tell me how much, and that's how much they get. I don't ask anything of the artist. They tell me how much it is. And the merch lines that go along with it, once the guitars are done, the merch lines that are put in place for those guitars, any of the images of the guitar with the art on it, any of the merch that has that stuff on it, the Ginn Project doesn't get all of that. They split it with the artist. Gibson does not do that. Fender does not do that. We're going to split it 50-50. So, and that the goal of that is, if I keeled over tomorrow, the artist, or not tomorrow, but if I got some guitars finished that have art on them, in perpetuity, those artists, those images, they could generate revenue over the years. So part of this is trying to knit people together that are willing to figure out how to put long-term solutions together for these reoccurring problems. Not saying we have all the answers, but if there's 100 holes in a boat and we can fix one or two of them, then let's fix one or two of them, and we got less bailing to do. We'll figure out something bigger later. What did I miss? What did I miss there, y'all? Oh, if you would like to put art on a guitar, please contact the Ginn Project official at gmail.com.
And you can find the link for all of that, for anything Ginn related, Chad Rev Art related, my GoFundMe related. Those links are in our link trees.
Yes. If you look in my bio, you will find links to a lot of these artists that we're talking about. Most of these artists behind me. And I would also like to say, just like I was mentioning how important A.S.H was to this whole process, right, Chad? You know, a year ago, all the way up till now. There are a lot of people like Spurs in the chat. Lenny drove all the way to an event that S.A. had. We got to put our arms around her and give her a hug one time. That was pretty cool.
Hugged her neck, so y'all be jealous.
Yes. But there is a lot of people that have worked really hard behind the scenes, and I can't list off all their names, that keep this thing going. Kim Flutterby does a lot for us and doesn't get credit. Chuck, Freak Morbidity, like I said, Spurs is instrumental. Spurs is going to be having something come out with every guitar I make. So Spurs is pretty key to the operation as well. The way that's going to work, she's making straps for each guitar. Each guitar that gets built, if Chad and I are collabing on one, or A.S.H and I are collabing on one, then the strap that comes with it will have an embroidered patch of the Ginn Project and an embroidered patch of A.S.H and stuff. And that's the way we're gonna do it on those. The very first ones that are coming out are gonna have patches of all these guys on them. So it would behoove you to get one of the first ones, because that's the only ones that are gonna be that way. I think that covers everything, guys. And please tell me what I missed.
Missed the boat. You missed the opportunity.
Shot holes on
Missed the. I don't know.
Where can we go to poke Ginn in the eye again? We missed
the Ginn Project official at Gmail.
There we go.
You can find the link in his link tree.
And Rachel,
missed the shot.
Since relatively speaking, at least with the people in the box here, you would be one of the newer kids on the block. What is your favorite color?
Black, like the color of my heart.
So today, folks, y'all know what to do. You're not going to be able to see them because the background is black. But if y'all would, please do what you do. Drop the black hearts in the chat so we can get a couple screenshots of the black hearts. I would also encourage, y'all don't believe me when I say this, but it's true. These ladies are going to get heat. They're going to get heat mail and drama and problems because they're trying to help us out. So another thing that y'all could do, please, is just be very supportive of these ladies. They're trying to help us. Whatever flaws that we have, whatever we did wrong to you, or you feel like we did wrong to you, was not their fault. They didn't have shit to do with it. All they're trying to do is help a bigger cause. So if what we're doing upsets you, or you're not happy with it or whatever, send it to the Ginn Project official. They will make sure I see it, and it'll go to the right place. It is not, they haven't done a damn thing wrong, so there's no reason to get mad at them for trying to help set up a charitable organization that would help people in the art community. So please give them a break, and maybe when you're able to, help them out. Give them a hand. If they ask for information or something, please try to help them out. Yeah, or just catch me outside. Heard that, Moose?
Catch me outside.
I'm trying not to be the old me, Moose. It's the new Nicer again, man. Come on.
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
That's funny. I love it. Please turn on your notifications for A.S.H, man. He's gonna have some good content coming out, and dude's got a lot on his plate. So catch him when you can. He's always good when he's on. Turn your notifications on for Chad Rev Art. He's going to be doing some lives, and we definitely want to support him. And y'all, every once in a while, Laura does lives. Please go to her lives. Please support her lives. She's an incredible artist. She is. Y'all, a lot of people don't know this. Here's the cool thing about it from my seat. Laura is a long-time accomplished gallery artist. She's a badass in her own right. She doesn't have to, she doesn't stand behind anybody. She can stand on her own. And
this is true.
And Rachael here was the lead singer of a metal band somehow that put out a whole ass album. And now she's got a solo. Now she's got a solo project going on. She helps folks with their social media accounts. She also has some merch stuff that she does. I mean, she is a multifaceted
When she starts dropping
lady.
tracks, I expect all of y'all to be using it for your content, straight up.
And wait, y'all.
When it drops, put it on there immediately and continually.
He's a musician. He was a lead singer. She is a lead singer and a musician. He was a lead singer and a musician. Laura and I'll go.
We've got you surrounded,
in the back,
fools.
watch them from the amps. And maybe I'll play like a little simple tune on the guitar, and we'll have a band. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So the cool
Rubber
thing
ducky
about
song.
it is these are people that are accomplished in their own right, and they're taking their time and their efforts, and they're trying to put it towards something that they feel like is bigger than themselves. And I'm so grateful to them for that. So they are the example of stepping up. I'll say one more time. Please don't hassle them because you're upset at me for whatever reason. It's not their fault. Whatever you think I did, it's not. If I did, still not their fault.
Whatever you think he did that.
I probably did, but it isn't their fault.
Look at his hateful ass.
Also, a kind word to our friend Johnny. We've talked a lot tonight about Chad. I would remind everybody that our friend Johnny has a GoFundMe going, and Johnny just got home this week. And A.S.H, do you have any information at all about where Johnny's at and how she's doing that you could share with us publicly?
She is at home. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She is happily at home. So
Yay.
that's what I know right now. And very happy to know she's at home.
Yes. And Johnny is another example. This isn't the first time she's had to go through this. This is her second time, right, Chad? I think. And it's Chad's third time. So, and a whole lot of love to Crimson. Crimson reached out to me immediately, and many of you, all of you, and let me say this too, guys. All of you that reached out to donate for Chad or for a kind word for Chad or suggestions or ideas, thank y'all so much. And we realized we weren't able to get back with everyone. And hopefully you've seen by tonight that we've actually been working on some stuff, trying to put things in place to make this work. And I'm just going to be honest publicly. It is a really high anxiety thing for me to turn over all the operations to folks of something we've been working on for years. In my case, the Ginn Project's been open for a lot of years. And everything that we've done on the last 2 years on this platform. And that's a scary thing. And we're about to be live with a guy that's fighting for his life. That's a scary thing. Please consider all that when you're moving in the community, that there might be people out there with bigger problems than you have. And the fact that you didn't get the parking space that you wanted at the movie theater today might not rate on our worries list on any given day. And please forgive us for that. Some days we just got bigger shit to worry about.
And I mean, you look at me right now, you can't tell that I'm sick. So remember that when you're out and about and you're dealing with other humans. You can't always tell when somebody's sick. You can't always tell when somebody's down and out. So,
kindness will go a long way. Kindness will go a long way. But when you have nothing good to say or you have something negative to say, keeping your fucking mouth shut will go a long way.
There's your closing note. Roll that beautiful bean footage. there you go, right?
So what we normally do at the end of the shows tonight is we ask Ashman if he's got anything to say. We ask Chad if he's got anything to say. So we're going to do that right now, but then we're going to go to these two ladies and ask if they have anything to say. And when they get finished and they give us permission, we'll play the music and I'll show some art. And everybody, please, please, please go to the Ginn Project Official at Gmail, and we will make sure that whatever your inquiry is gets to the right place. And please join us. Please come help us. We don't have all the answers. We're trying to figure this out. We don't claim to have all the answers, but we have a bunch of people on the team that are thoughtful, kind, generous people that are trying to figure it out. So thank you to all of you. All of you that didn't get your name mentioned today, we still appreciate you and love you and care about you and are grateful for your participation, and hopefully you will be able to see that over time. Also, one of the pieces of art I'm going to show you today, I got from a guy that's in the chat. Bob Not So Raw sent me a Prince painting.
Yo, nice.
So, Ashman, you got anything, buddy?
Turn on your notifications to find me. I'm like Carmen Sandiego lately. So, where the hell am I?
Even I don't know where he's at.
Who are these two ladies anyway?
Wait a minute. Who the hell's taking up all that
when
space?
When did you get here? What the hell?
No, if you have anything bad to say about these ladies, come to me. That's all I got to say. I'll take care of it.
Right on.
Yes.
Chad, what you got, bud? Oh, wait. Ashman's got Genteel Poverty. He also has a new podcast out that he's doing on Tuesdays, I believe.
Yes. Ashman's Basic Podcast.
There you go.
I love the name. It's so great. I just have to say that.
Yes. I can't wait for you three, y'all to get to know each other better. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, what you got, buddy?
Man, make sure you guys are tuned in. I'm going to try to get some more woodworking done before I ship off to KU. And I will always remind you, please go to my Linktree and please be as generous as you possibly can to our friend Johnny Ray. And if you do not have anything to donate, please just share it out. And we've got a couple of those in there right now. We also have one for Rebecca. So make sure to go hit those up. Go hit the links up. We got them all.
The cancer patient has 2 links to other cancer patients in his bio. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
They're in my bio too, by the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please pick up the link to that GoFundMe for Chad and stick it wherever you are able to stick it. And yeah, stick it in some funny places too, because Chad's into that sort of thing.
Ew, Ash, not there.
I'll just embarrass myself. Chad, you got anything else, buddy? Is that it? Right now, the good news is, y'all, we're giving a little extra time for his little girl to not be in bed yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, man,
Chad?
I think I got it. I just want to give a big thank you to Laura and Rachael for all the work you're putting in here. And Ash, dude, big love to you, as always. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for everything that you all do. Keep doing it, please. And Bob, you're also one of my daughter's favorite painters, by the way. She tells people about Bob Not So Ross and this beautiful painting awesome. That I have here of yours. So
I'm about to show you one.
Tell you that.
About to show you one. Y'all, turn your notifications on for this guy. There's going to be some interesting content coming soon, I promise. Let's go with Miss Rachael next, and we're going to close out with Miss Laura because she always kind of tells us when to go home anyway.
I think you guys you covered it several times. Just I think I feel like I tried to do my best. But yeah, just follow. You're like, come on, wrap it up. Let's go.
Oh, see, you don't get any grace period when you show up. It's just
grace period.
No.
Basically, hey guys,
welcome.
just go click the thing and then sign up, and then I'll help you.
click the links.
Yeah.
He's like,
Click the links. Welcome, Rachael and Laura.
Laura, you take your time.
Okay.
The link to the contact form will be in all of our link trees, so you can go there, and then Rachael will direct the emails either to herself or to me, depending on what project is and how we can help you.
please consider putting that link in your on your pages. Please consider putting it on there.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So that's what we have as far as that, and I'm going to be trying to do some more lives. I have a very large piece that I've been working on and off, so you might see a little bit more of me on there. If not, you'll see me helping out these guys.
Oh yeah. Y'all go support these girls, please.
Oh yeah.
If you're already doing it, do some more.
Hey, Casserole. And if you got ideas or thoughts or whatever, send them. The Ginn Project Official at Gmail. If you the guitar thing, the Chad Rev art thing, the Save the Alien thing. If you want to donate art, it all goes through the Ginn Project Official at Gmail. So thank you so much. Jerry, you rock. Jerry will be a guest coming up next month on this very show. We're going to have some other pretty good folks coming on here, and we will get back to doing interviews and that kind of thing. But this will, and
Next
we got the great, the phenomenal, the second time featured artist on this show, the Christmas special person herself, Spurs, is going to be on next week. Spurs has been over there in Australia with fires burning all around her. She couldn't even stay at home. She had to run. She was stuck in fires at one point. I don't know how. She's a superhero. She probably flew out of there. But yes, the Christmas wrap up with Spurs. We only can get her on once a year because she gets a break from work around Christmas time. So that's when Spurs is on. So next week is the Spurs. Wait, next week's the 23rd, right? Today's the 16th or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
23rd.
the 16th,
Unless
yeah.
I'm
Next
okay.
week.
So next week it is in fact Spurs. Next week that will be the featured guest on the show, and we will also have an update. The first 30 minutes of the show will be an update of what these ladies have been working on and what I've been working on, and most likely there will be something in there about what I've screwed up during that process and they had to fix. So at any rate, look for us next week. It'll be Spurs. Hey, thank you, Rachael. It'll be Spurs as our featured guest. Please consider coming on to help us all out. These are amazing people. And as far as I understand, we're going to play it out. And ladies, you're welcome to hang out and do the thing. Or you could throw stuff at Ash and Chad or whatever. But we're going to show some
Do what you
artwork.
want.
Y'all in the chat, thank y'all so much for coming in and spending time in here. And we really, really hope you'll jump on board and support this effort that we're trying to kind of spearhead here. So, Chad, I love you, man. We appreciate you, sir. Ash, man, love you, brother. Appreciate you. Ladies, I love both of y'all, too. I got to be careful how I say that on a platform like this because people be acting weird. But y'all my people. Let me just say that. Appreciate y'all coming on here.
Weird.
My wife appreciates y'all coming on and helping out. She says to tell you thank you so much. And she just wanted to say ahead of time, ladies, she understands. I'm just supposed to tell y'all that is all I know.
Word.
Ladies, she
What
understands.
you will, Mondo.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate y'all.
See you Thursday on the Orbit Lounge.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
No. I unplugged everything.
You big dummy.
Now
I
you
know
gotta
it.
sing the song.
Well, luckily, we recovered
Ginn
quickly.
Project Show. Don't you know?
There
You ain't
was.
got no damn sense. You ain't got no sense, man. We could just I like this part. Hang on, maybe I need to pretend like it don't work. Continue, sir. Oh my goodness, what is that? You're doing great.
Oh, yeah.
Peace out, y'all. Big love. Thank you.
He carves the wood with a steady hand. He's got the magic, the master, the math. Ashman by his side with a joke or two. They're building dreams in a world of blue. Ginn Project, where the soul takes flight. Chad's in the corner, keeps it all tight.
Isn't that cool?
Keeps the groove just right. The Ginn Project, guitars burn bright.
Thank you, Bob. You're the man.
Desert storm, crafting tones that are rich and warm. Ashman's laugh that goes through the shop. The chat shop wit, they never stop. It's not just tools, it's a family thing. Every note they build starts to sing. The Ginn Project, where the soul takes flight. Chad's in the corner, keeps it all tight. MC Haley Beth keeps the groove just right. The Ginn Project, guitars burn bright. Strings hum like a river's moan. Each fret a story, each chord a home. Haley's voice is the spark in the flame. Together they rise, they're changing the game. Strings hum like a river's moan. Each fret a story, each chord a home. Haley's voice is a spark in the flame. Together they rise, they're changing the game.
Thank you, everybody. We love you, Chad.